Hello, everybody. First of all, dear council member, colleague, life members, all our partner, Philippe, in front. We've got delegate from NHLPA, NHL. We've got delegate of leagues, and the most important things, we are all of, because we break a record, I think, the number of participants. So thank you very much for your confidence. Dear delegate, welcome, mesdames et messieurs. We will open this Congress. Just I would like to ask you to stand up because we lose this year few members of our IIHF family. Thank you to just have a minute of silence. Thank you. So I will leave the floor to our General Secretary, Matti Nominen, who will be the chief, the timekeeper. Matti, that's for you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dear President, dear Council members, dear delegates, partners, life members, friends. Before going to the legendary organizational remarks, we at first need to approve that this meeting can be held as a hybrid meeting. Therefore, I kindly ask the Congress to approve that this meeting can be held hybrid. In these early stages, I will still use the traditional comment, anybody against? Not the case, so Congress has approved that the Congress will be held hybrid. Then for the agenda points, we would like to add one point to the other business, and that is the changes for the rule book 23-24 season. It will be presented in other business as agenda point 16.1. Can the Congress approve to add rule book to the agenda? Thank you. And finally, I kindly ask the Congress to approve that we can stream this Congress live to the spectators outside this Congress room. That is approved as well. Then we go to the organizational remarks. You all have received your accreditations, because otherwise I think that you shouldn't be able to enter the room. And as mentioned already yesterday, for the game tickets to the games, semifinals and the medal games on Sunday, they can be picked up from the accreditation center 2 hours before the game. If you know already that you are leaving before, please inform the accreditation center personnel on that, so we can use the tickets to other purposes. As Mr. President mentioned, I think that we are having a record high attendance in our annual Congress here in Tampere. There are 79 of our 83 members present in the Congress. 4 are completely online, 1 is present both virtually and physically, and 75 delegations in the room. Remark for the virtual participants, whenever you want to speak, please use the raise your hand function and we will give you the floor for your remarks. And we kindly ask you to have your camera on whenever speaking. Then an important note on voting. You should have received the voting device while you enter the room. If there are any delegates who have voting rights who don't have the device, please go to the door and pick one with you. And also please have it with you all the time. It is an important device for today's voting. We will use the devices when we are allocating the championships. Any other votes that we will have, we will use the same system that we did in the semi-annual Congress. So you have the voting cards on your desk, and I kindly ask you to raise your hands whenever we need to approve something else than championship allocations. Translation services from English to Russian and vice versa are available. The translation is on channel 1. The coffee breaks are served right outside the Congress room, and the lunch will be served at the same place where we were having breakfast. Then for the social events and social program, tonight you are invited to the gala dinner, which will take place in Tampere Talo. It is the same building where the gala was last year, but a different room inside. And it is about 5-minute walk from the hotel, but there are also shuttle buses available. And as the gala dinner will start with welcoming drinks at 6 p.m. and the dinner itself will start at 7. And after the dinner there will be an after party in Tampere Talo. Family program already started. Unfortunately, the weather is not the best possible, but I hope that your partners and family members enjoy the program. We will see in the afternoon if we can finish the Congress today. If not, we will continue tomorrow at 11. But before that, tomorrow morning, there will be an eligibility workshop at 9:30 in this room. Given the challenges we've had with the eligibility, especially this season, I highly recommend all the delegates to participate in that workshop. And today, as the last point of the Congress, we will have the council hour, so council members will be available for your discussions. If you need any further information or details regarding the Congress, please don't hesitate to contact IIHF staff directly or at the hospitality desk. And the departure lists can be found in the hospitality desk as well. We will soon go to the roll call, and we will start it from the virtual participants and then continue the roll call here in the Congress room. But before that, we would like to introduce new members in the IIHF family. And since it's very difficult, there are so many changes that we always forget someone, we kindly ask you to do it by being active. So anybody who is for the Congress for the first time, I kindly ask you to stand up and go behind the microphones that are on both sides of the room and introduce yourselves. Please. No any specific order, please, just anyone who is new, line up behind the microphones and introduce yourselves. Thank you.
Case Hafsi, Algeria.
Lamine Foura, Algeria.
Attila Knight from Romania.
Scott Vargas, President of Puerto Rico.
Luis Vargas, Puerto Rico.
Any other new members?
Marko Lafif, Morocco.
Miroslav Lazo, Slovakia.
Thank you for the introduction. I suggest that we give an applause to our...
Sorry. Parhanajan Artashes, Armenia.
Welcome all the members to the IIHF family. I suggest that we give a round of applause to our new persons in the room. Then we go to the roll call, and we will start, as said, with the virtual participants. And I kindly ask, when you hear the name of your country, to unmute and confirm your presence. Belarus.
Good morning, Belarus is present.
Thank you. DPR Korea. Yeah, we see you and waving your hand, so thank you. Philippines. Do we have Philippines online? Russia.
I'm here.
Welcome. Welcome back to Philippines, and then we move inside the room. I kindly ask you to raise the voting card so that we can see you easily that you are present. Australia. Austria. Belgium. Bosnia-Herzegovina. Bulgaria. Canada. China. Chinese Taipei. Croatia. Czech Republic. Denmark. Estonia. Finland. France. Georgia. Germany. Great Britain. Hong Kong. Do we have Hong Kong in the room? Thank you. Hungary. Iceland. India. Iran. Ireland. Israel. Italy. Japan. Kazakhstan. Kyrgyzstan. Korea. Kuwait. Latvia. Lithuania. Luxembourg. Malaysia. Mexico. Mongolia. Netherlands. New Zealand. Norway. Poland. Romania. Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia, South Africa, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Thailand, Turkey, Turkmenistan, Ukraine, United Arab Emirates, USA. Then I go back to the virtual participants. Do we have Philippines online? Seems that we are missing them, but everybody else is present. Agenda point number 3, notice of the meeting. The date and the Sorry, it seems that I missed Liechtenstein. My apologies, it was missing from my list. Please go behind the microphone.
Sorry, I think you missed Singapore as well.
My apologies, it seems that in my list I only have the full members and not the associate members, so we'll come back to that. I think I will get an updated list and we will continue with the agenda before I get the updated list, and we will continue with the associate members. The agenda point number 3, the notice of the meeting. The date and the place were announced according to our statutes. The first notice was sent out 29th of March, and the second notice was sent out on 27th of April. Does anyone have any comments to the notice of the meeting? Not the case. Then we go to the agenda point 4, appointment of minute keepers and scrutinizers. As minute keepers, we would like to propose Enid Eiche and Adrian Beekmans from the IIHF office. Can we approve these 2 persons as minute keepers? Thank you. And as scrutinizers, we would like to propose 4 experienced gentlemen in this job. Eric Robert from France, Konrad Gulfason from Iceland, Ottar Eide from Norway, and Andy French from Great Britain. Can we approve these 4 gentlemen as scrutinizers? Thank you. Then we go to the agenda point 5, the approval of the minutes from the last Congress. The IIHF office has not received any written remarks to the minutes of the last semi-annual Congress in Belek, Turkey, and therefore we consider that the minutes are approved. But does anybody want to speak to this, to the minutes from semi-annual Congress? Thank you. The minutes are approved. Then I will give the floor to Mr. President, who will give the report of the President, and this agenda point will also include the agenda point number 8. Mr. President, please.
First of all, I forgot I made a mistake because I should have say thank you for the Organization Committee of Finland to make this setup that was not easy to bring together in 11 months, find the place, the hotel, and this organization to bring the family together. And also to Latvian Federation, because that was co-hosting really, was successful. So that's done. Before to start this speech, I would like to make this point. I don't used to run away from problems, but following the geopolitical situation, all the decisions taken by the IIHF Council have been taken for protect our competition, our Congress, protect the delegates, players of Belarus, Russian, and also our life president included. And I think that's our job, to guarantee the efficiency of our annual Congress. It will be never decision taken for politic issue. To those who want to turn this Congress into a politic debate, I will not allow. Here, we're talking about competition, our sport, and I want to make sure that I've got your cooperation on that. Just yesterday, we present the qualification round, and Belarus was written. I had a lot of remarks for me with Belarus, Russia, and all the delegates, because when we took the decision in March, so the decision will be taken for the seasons coming, and we said next March we will take the decision, reevaluate the situation to see what's going on for the next season, included the qualification round. So we had some remark from even government. So I wanted to make sure that you understand that we're never gonna accept the pressure, politic pressure. That's conclude this point. I wanted to do that before. My speech will be in two parts. First, that's the report of the activity 2022-2023, and the second one will be a focus of what we want to do for the year coming. The timekeeper gave me 40 minutes, so I will try to go quickly, but I'd like this exercise, sit down and say, what did we do the last season? Quickly. Come back of our usual activity. We organized 40 events. There is only one missing, but it will be in August. That's Division 1A in Shenzhen that we postponed for logical reason. After that, the World Championship and the Congress. Like I said yesterday, we were supposed to be in St. Petersburg. So was it possible to organize the Congress and the competition? No, but we have to move. And Finland and Riga ends up and make miracle to organize this World Championship. 11 months. That was a huge challenge, but that's well done. After that, the implementation of our strategic plan, IIHF26, especially on the integrity program, though we had the kickoff with 55 countries. So we've got 55 integrity officers. I will come back to the integrity program a little bit later. We want to continue the proximity between the members, the council, the president, and better communication of the decision taken by the council. Format of the Congress, I do speed dating rendezvous, so try to be available to more people. Visio conference, so every time we take a decision, we try to give you the information as soon as possible. I promise to visit all the members. Now I'm 43%. Those people from Asia. Next year we've got the World Championship in China. We've got the Youth Olympic Games, so I will be more around this area. It's going well. Prepare the visit. After that, a lot of newcomer. new general secretary, new Asian manager with Harald, new site manager with Christophe Roy, new development manager, Calais. Also, that's brand new. That's a new sport director, Kim Pedersen. So day by day, we construct this team, and well done, Matty, to drive that. Preparation of Youth Olympic Game. So this year we're going to have for the first time a competition 3-on-3 on the format competition. But that means with the normal format, we're going to have 220 athletes going in South Korea. We have to do well because we will be, the focus will be on us. Our goal is try to bring back this format for a regular Olympic game. The women hockey, that was the first summit of hockey in Budapest. I don't want to make mistake. We had more than 55 countries and about 150 participants from everywhere. We made a campaign, Inspire the Next, during the World Championship in Brampton. We create an award, the best female. You will see that during the gala. And first step of the Chinese contract in August in Shenzhen. The new, you will see available on the website, the new sustainable book ring guide. And that's brand new because I think, Victor, that's the first day it will be on the website. Yeah, that's already there. Well done and a lot of work. Also talking about Milano and Cortina. So we, I may tell you that we got challenged because at the moment so far the setup is not at the level of our standard of competition. But we had the meeting with them. That's not over, but there is no legacy for ice hockey, so that's not usually what the Olympic Games should left. But we're working on it to at least to have the best condition possible. Assertion of IIHF leadership based on the mutual respect. So with clubs, leagues, and M&A in task force that we think about how to do for the future, but nice meeting to work together with IOC for sure, and with NHL and HLPA. So we, our target is coordination of all ice hockey activity in the world. I think that's our job. Financial impact, I think everybody will understand. Energy crisis, travel cost increase a lot, and also for the organizer, that's really difficult for all the organization because the inflation between 15–20%, that's not going to help. We got some new competition, and I will come back to that because first of all, for the young lady, we organize under 16 European challenge or championship, we don't know yet. Asian competition are made. So that means maybe you will see if we have to change the format, that's something we can go through. I mean, we should go in this direction. The Development Cup in Bratislava, because the affiliate members, they are not close to the minimum standard, but they will be apart. But after that, there is a question of eligibility also. And finally, brand new rule books, official rule books that we try to bring together all the, NHL, KHL, to try to have a common rule book. And Bob and his team is working a lot on that, and many others. But I will stop that there. I think that's more important to talk about what will happen. With our colleague of council, we've got three important topics. First, and that's unanimously, first, the protection of our World Championship. That's our priority. After 4 difficult World Championships, canceled in Switzerland, moved from Minsk to Latvia without spectator. First World Championship in Finland without Belarus and Russia. This year moves the championship of St. Petersburg to Finland and Latvia with a short time to organize. That's really difficult. That was difficult for our marketing partner. That was difficult for us. That was difficult for the organizer. And you will understand in the context of inflation, less income because there is an impact, more expenses. So that means you will see the presentation of the budget. So we had to work hard, but we went through those 4, and we went through, I'm not going to say in good shape, but I'm not going to say still alive, but I think that was important to talk about that because we were prepared. We were prepared. And I think now what is coming is we have to be prepared. Before the COVID, nobody knew the COVID. Nobody expected the war. But now I know we have to be ready for about everything. So priority to our World Championship. The IIHF support for the top league didn't move since 2006. So no increase of the... So sometimes you say, oh, that's a big country, they are rich. Yes, but just to give you some idea, preparation for the World Championship, I mean, depends on the team. That costs between 400,000 to 1.2 million. So that means they have to pay to be there. The insurance cost, just to give you an answer, not a remark, but an example. We had one player, he was there. We were negotiating at the last moment, the day before, make sure that he's on the ice. NHL player, good player, he wants to play. The first draft of his insurance, 400,000 for 6 games. Fortunately, we find a way with the club to reduce that, but we're talking about one player. So you can imagine for a team how it's difficult, and sometimes there is player, they cannot come, they want to come because this. So we have to help to keep the level of our product. That's really important. So more cost, 15%, and less income. Without the World Championship, sometimes I said, maybe I repeated too much, but that's important to understand that. The World Championship, that's 65% of our income. Without World Championship, there's no way to organize all the World Championship and our development activity. And the top event, World Championship, Olympic game, and under 20, that's 80%, close to 80% of our budget. So sometimes you said, oh, they don't need, but I think now, if we want to keep the level of this product, we have to invest. So we will come with a proposition, but I wanted to explain you what is the context. That's difficult to understand, but our job is try to keep the balance between the high level and the development. I think the politic of IIHF, since a lot of time, is a virtuous one. All the income coming from the high level is spent for lower country and the development. There is some other well-known federation. they are a non-profit organization, but sometimes they are happy to sit down on a treasurer's chest. That's not our case. We just want to make sure that we can keep in front of us, by insurance or by our own insurance, a year of activity. We have to keep this politic, but we have to keep the balance. And sometimes I want to make sure that people understand if we ask the high level, bring us the money we're going to spend, that's not going to work long time. That's like if I said to my wife to share the job, the domestic job, you cook and I eat. So the divorce will be pretty soon. And so we have to respect each other. You have to understand that sometimes we have to bring back but we have to trust us too. That's not mean we are not, we're doing a cross-harm and we're working for new income. We've got new product, under 18, the woman Division 1A with the contract with China. We got a lot of target, still also with our partner or without our partner, but we're going to be really active on the marketing side. But we have to create our own product. So mutual respect, request, please. Solidarity, that's not only when it's good for you. And I want to make sure everybody understands there is no IIHF Asia, IIHF Europe, IIHF North America. There is only one international ice hockey federation. Second important topic, we had a lot of complaints about our World Championship. And that's a big part of our integrity program. Why? First pillar of integrity program, that's fight the doping. Second, the match fixing. Third, harassment, sexual harassment. And the fourth one, that's ethic. We've got a new virus. After the COVID, we've got a new virus. I called it administrative doping. This virus damages sportive equity of our competition. A lot of complaints. A lot of us, we were in chairman I visit World Championship, and a lot of frustration. I explain you why. Suspicious league to reach the minimum standard. Suspicious justificatory document. Even different way, I'm not going to say suspicious passport, but now we get temporary passports. That's new things coming. So our legal department, they had to study, I think, 220 cases. That's a lot of work. And we got 2 persons. So what we want to do is quickly, we understand that to protect the integrity of our sport. So first, that's why Matty talked about the workshop done to make sure everybody understands what is the rules about the eligibility, and also how we will fight against that pretty soon. But we will organize also for in Portugal for the semi-annual Congress a workshop first about the minimum standard to make sure everybody understands. Maybe we will increase the minimum standard. We don't know. Anyway, the workshop, you come, put your idea, exchange, and that's the same thing for the eligibility of the player. We've got specific case, island, far away. So that means we have to bring together all the idea and make sure that we've got a common rule, because we want to be ready. Behind, we will have a group working to make proposition to change the statute and bylaw for the Congress in Prague 2024. But believe me, we want to fight to keep the integrity of our competition. And there is finally the most important challenge task. Invent the new championship format for this modern world. As president or council member, because they unanimously on that, if we only think about to be elected the next election, we should not talk about that. Make everybody happy, but at the end it will end by itself. So if we don't sit down, organize a new format together, it will not be possible to continue like that. I choose the other way. Convince you that's vital. We're not in a hurry. We don't want to do that against anybody, but with you. So that means you have to participate to that. You have to be convinced that we have to do that. Is it reasonable? And I don't have anything about New Zealand and Mexico, but that's to give you the idea that World Championship flying from Mexico to for 6 games. We went this year, and I don't have anything. And thank you for South Africa, who organized 3 World Championships this year. 3 times, 3 tournaments. We spent $1 million for those 2 tournaments, for travel support for the organizer. This year, we spent $6 million give to travel agency. With this money, we can hire development director or coach for all the M&A. That's not mean we have to stop everything, but we have to sit down to make sure that we spend the money at the right thing, really for the development. Because I think we were clear at the beginning of this mandate, the most important thing is the development. What is the development? That's kid on the ice with a coach that's 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 years old, 10 years old, and try to grow one more girls and boys. It will be the focus. The organizer support and the travel support probably, and that's a decision of the council, but we are not in the mood to increase it. We are more in the mood to help those countries who got a full development process. So that means senior, under 20, under 18, for the men and for the women. So all those programs we have to help, and we will support. I think the COVID, when we give support during the COVID because it was not possible to travel, and I'm sure that was 25,000, I think. I'm sure that was a huge help for such a country. But we have to spend it at this. So priority to the development. That's the challenge we propose you for the year coming. If it's take another year, we have to really fully cooperate to that because that's your challenge. Anyway, we will come back of this Congress to have your agreement. So that means we have to work before and make sure that we are on the same line. Because I will repeat what I like to repeat, alone we go faster, together we go further. I want to thank my council members, colleagues, staff of IIHF, and all of you for your intense participation and the work done during this season. And to finish by a note of hope. Beginning of 2024, IIHF, in cooperation of City of Sarajevo, Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, the IOC, and the City of Sarajevo, for sure, we will bring together for a 3-on-3 youth festival the countries who constitute Yugoslavia at that time, because we will celebrate the 40th anniversary of Sarajevo. the Olympic game. So after the war, we can bring the people together and the sport competition can take its place. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. President. We will continue with the agenda, and coming back with a short note to the roll call, we will need to do it anyway right before the vote. So we will do a full roll call after the coffee break. And now we will continue including full members and associate members. And until then, we will continue with the agenda. So we will move on to the agenda point 7, ratification of urgent decisions by Council. And I kindly ask you to vote by raising your vote card highly enough, and I will ask the scrutinizers to check that we have the clear majority on these decisions to be approved. As in the past, the host country of the Winter Olympic Games has always automatically been qualified to the Olympic Winter Games. And due to the timelines and deadlines set by the International Olympic Committee, the Council had to make the decision to approve Italy to participate in 26 Olympic Winter Games already earlier this spring. So we kindly ask the Congress to ratify this decision to include Italy to the Olympic Games by raising your hand and voting. Please raise your hands. I only see green cards, so congratulations, Italy, you will take part in the Olympic Games. Related to the same topic, we needed to change the deadline from February 1st to April 15, men's in 23 and women in 24, to give the team entry long list back. I kindly ask you to raise your voting cards to approve this urgent decision as well. Thank you very much. As mentioned before President's speech, it went back to this season and it went a bit to the future, and it included the agenda point 8 about IIHF activities as well. So we will move on to the agenda point 9, report on the 2024 Youth Olympic Games, and I give the floor to our sport director, Christian Hofstedt, to give a presentation. Christian, please.
Good morning, everybody. Mr. President, dear council members, dear delegates, and hockey friends. I'm pleased to give you additional information on the Youth Olympic Games from 2024 in Korea. Just a little recap for the initial informations. The event will take place from January 19th to February 1st, 2024. We will use athletes born between January 1st, 2008 and December 31st, 2009. We will have, again, 4 competitions, 2 on the boys' side and 2 on the girls' side, a 6-team tournament and a 3-on-3 tournament. In total, we have even more athletes, with 424 athletes, so we were able to add another athlete on the 6-team tournament for each of the participating teams. After the completion of the 2023 U18 season, I was able to do the Combined Youth World Ranking, which will be used to qualify the teams and decide in which category the NOC and MNAs can participate. So for the 3-on-3 tournament, which will happen between the 20th and the 25th of January, we will do this in 2 stages. So first stage, the first week will be the 3-on-3 event, and the second week will be the 6-team tournament. So for the girls tournament, and this is always based on approval of and confirmation of the quota from your NOC. This is work in progress, but for the girls tournament we have Korea, Hungary, Italy, Netherlands, Australia, China, Turkey and Mexico. And on the boys' side, Denmark, Latvia, Austria, Poland, Kazakhstan, Great Britain, Spain and Chinese Taipei. This is all based on the Combined Youth Ranking and also on the wish of these federations to participate in this event. The schedule basically will be following the schedule of Lausanne. We will start with the tournament on January 20th and conclude on January 25th. We will have 2 practice days starting 2 days before the event starts. Practices will be assigned as as per games on day 1. There are no practices pre-game skate during the preliminary round and the playoff games due to ice availability. I think it's a intense program during these 5 days. And the practice schedule is then under review from the IOC, but also OBS at this moment. Qualified teams MNAs for the 6-team tournament, which will happen between the 26th of January to the 31st of January. We will have in the girls category in Group A, Sweden, Japan and Norway, and in Group B, Switzerland, Germany and France. On the boys' side, Group A with USA, Czechia and Slovakia. In Group B, Canada, Finland and Korea. We will also follow the same schedule as we had in Lausanne, also due to this tense program we have to go through. So we will start on January 27 and will finish on January 31st. Here again, we will have practices on day 7. You can see day 7 is January 26th. We will have practices, and is also a little bit depending on how we finalize the transition from the 3-on-3 tournament on the 6-team tournament, the 5-on-5. We will develop different scenarios for this topic, and we also will base this on a debriefing on our pre-YOG event that should take place later this year. Practice venue at all times is available during that time, in case the competition venue is not available. Teams playing at 11 in the morning will have no pre-game skate, and also here the practice schedule is on the review of the IOC and OBS. And with this, thank you very much. If there are no questions, and see you, the ones that have been listed in Gangwon in January 24.
Thank you, Christian. Now would be the chance to ask any questions or comments to the Youth Olympic Games. Doesn't seem to be the case. Thank you, Christian. Then we move to the agenda point 10, report of the 2024 World Championship host, Czech Republic. Please, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everybody. It looks that I'm gonna sing, but it's not the case, don't worry. The reason is that we will share the presentation, and I would like to welcome my colleagues here on the stage as well. But first of all, we would like to really congratulate the Finnish and Latvian federations. Actually, the last 3 years, they really carried on with 3 World Championship, not difficult times. And you guys, you put the bar really high. And thank you very much for that. We will try to really work with your heritage and also keep the quality of the tournament. I think we have to come back. We are extremely pleased and honored that we can organize after 9 years the World Championship in Czechia. We were fortunate in 2015 to achieve attendance record 741,690 spectators, which was thrilling, fantastic for us. And we are aware that it's going to be really, really, really tough to achieve this kind of a result again, but we will try our best. Actually, to try our best, we are hockey federations, and we need always team. So I'm very happy that we could keep at about like 70% of our team together from 2015. And I would like to introduce Irena Šašková, which she was in Ostrava in 2015, and Peter Hrubec. He was in Prague, both deputy secretaries and working with the both organizing committees. And of course, if you want to achieve a new successes, you have to sign a new players. So we were at the market, and we have 2 good stars. Jiří Mazánek is a chief of the marketing, and last but not least, Vladimír Šafařík is general secretary of the organizing committee. Both very experienced in different sport. They both worked over 20 years in tennis and track and field, organizing Davis Cup, Laver Cup, and horses, parkour, and many of other things. So we hope and we believe that we have a good team. And of course, then, as everybody, we need a slogan. So we choose the heart of the game. But what does it mean, actually? Heart of the game is not only Czechia. Heart of the game is our both cities, but not only both cities. We want to really go to the cities, villages, but simple families, and everybody who loves the game and support it, and actually have this game in the heart. This is our new logo and the visual style and the slogan. So welcome to Czechia next year. Welcome to the heart of the Europe, and welcome to the heart of the game. Vladimir, please. It's yours.
Yeah, Peter, my friend, thanks a lot for introduction of our team. I'm extremely honored, and it's really a privilege for me to be with you and work with my experienced people and deliver, hopefully, the similar championship as we have done in 2015. On this screen, you can see the list of countries with the visa requirements to enter Czechia, but we strongly recommend you to contact the local authority to check the current situation and see what needs to be done in order to get to our country. Same as 2015, the great city of Ostrava and beautiful capital of the Czech Republic, Czechia, Prague, will host 2024 World Championship in May. You can see some pictures on the slide, but first of all, on this slide, you can see the distance between both cities and the travel times to get from one city to another. We recommend to use the Supercity trains to enjoy the comfort and reach the destination exactly on time, because, as you know, motorways are sometimes a little tricky, but the train is always there on time.
The host arenas are the same. Arena Prague, multi-purpose, built 2004, with 17,400 spectators capacity, 1,580 club seats, skyboxes, and a lot of another facilities to have a fun. The arena itself sits in the middle of this map. The brown part is a shopping mall. The light blue, this is also at the heart of the championship. IIHF offices, in front offices, accreditation center, practice arena. So one entrance for all of us, everybody concentrated, and would really help us as organizers and also IIHF to just serve you, and also for the teams. It's really convenient. Fan zone is immediately actually in front of the arena, so we're expecting that as in Tampere and Riga now, everybody will have lots of fun before and also after the games. Arena Ostrava, also multi-purpose, built in '86 but reconstructed in 2012 with 8,800 spectators, 22 skyboxes, very similar setup, fan zone really close to the arena, and we have a practice rink and also athletic arena under the roof for the teams available and for everybody of us to have a good setup under one roof. Both practice arenas, as I mentioned, we're happy that we achieved the deal in Arena Prague, that the practice arena is actually immediately by the locker room. So for the players, they just get out of the locker room, go left or right, and in 50 meters they are on the ice. The game schedule, we start on the May 10th, on the May 23rd, both cities quarterfinals, and then semifinals, and the final bronze medal and gold medal game will be held in Prague.
Okay, let's move on and discuss a little bit accommodation issue. The Clarion Congress Hotel in Prague will be especially for the teams and the official, and will provide, of course, accommodation and services for the teams, for the officials, and will be used for special official events like the annual Congress next year. The combination of Clarion Hotel, Quality Hotel, Mercure Hotel, and Imperial Hotel will be used as accommodation for teams and officials in Ostrava, and hopefully deliver all needs that are required for the teams and everybody visiting Ostrava. We are working extremely hard on options for media, for coaches, and for official functions, and we will be updating you as the time goes by, but everything will be delivered in the best quality.
The annual Congress will be held at the Clarion Congress Hotel in Prague, just with the elevator down, and as in 2015, same room actually. The gala dinner will be at Universum Prague, so we will provide you with the shuttle buses, 15 minutes walk, but we take care about everybody. They don't want to walk, and they want to go by bus, the short 5 minutes ride. And the after party, very successful last year. As I understood, Matti, you did a great job with the band. And I got the information that the band will play today again. So maybe we discuss to sign them also for next year. But the after party was a very successful last year, and we will also plan it for 24.
Okay, as you can imagine, our team, led by Peter, is working extremely hard to deliver extremely great event. But just to mention our milestones, last month in April, we delivered the logo and visual identity of the event. Very important month for us is September this year, when we will be introducing the championship mascot and the confirmed game schedule together with the ticketing policy. In October 23, we will meet again during the semi-annual Congress in Portugal, when we will be discussing the progress that we made before. But for us, it's a crucial month that we would like to start the ticket sales, starting with the day packages and VIP day packages. And then in January, we will start the single game tickets sale, moving up, and we hope that we will be successful and will be sold out extremely quickly.
We have a very special offer we will discuss with all participating teams, but please don't hesitate to ask us also from other federations. As we rented the whole Congress Center, we can actually offer many conference rooms during the whole championship, and we can really set up individual VIP services for your federations, just to have meetings, be accommodated, and then later during the day join the games. So it's very open for national federations, for clubs, leagues, companies, your partners. And this is the entrance actually to the Congress Center, where all the cars will stop. So it's very, very convenient, just a couple steps under the roof to see the games. We think that this is a new level of service we can offer as organizers, and we really hope that you can use it together with us.
Okay, coming to the end, we would like to introduce our organizing structure. As per the regulation, you can see the Central Organizing Committee led by Czech Ice Hockey Association President, of course with Peter, your Vice President, and local organizing committees of both sides, both cities. And the next slide can show all the contact that you can use directly in the future to contact us. Speaking of the different issues, these contacts will be distributed to you automatically, so we'll receive them at all.
So we can only say thank you. We will really be pleased to welcome you in Czechia next year. We have a little video as an appetizer to the end of our presentation. So,
the puck. It's what connects us all. As players, as fans, and the entire world. It's the beating heart of hockey. Heart of the game. 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. Come to Prague and Ostrava, Czechia next year. Come see it live.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Czechia. I'm sure that we will have a fantastic World Championship in Prague and Ostrava next year. We've been a bit faster than we planned this morning, and since we want to do all the votings in a row, we will now take a coffee break. And like you've been asking from us previously, to have more time to socialize and discuss and meet with each other, we can have a longer coffee break. So we will continue the Congress at 11 o'clock, and we will start with the roll call and then allocate all the championships. Thank you. See you at 11. We will go to the allocation of the championships, and as said in the morning, we will redo the roll call, this time including all the members present, and we will start with the virtual members, and then go to full members in the room, and then go to associate members in the room. And please verify after the Congress that you have your voting device with you that you were given this morning when entering the room. We will start the roll call with virtual members. Please confirm your presence by unmuting and stating that you are present. Belarus.
Present.
DPR Korea.
Tärkeä tiedote kaikille asiakkaille ja henkilökunnalle. Juuri kuulemanne paloilmoitus osoittautui virheelliseksi, joten se ei aiheuta toimenpiteitä. Pyydämme anteeksi häiriötä. Viktigt meddelande. The fire emergency is now cancelled. No further action required. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Внимание, внимание! Важное сообщение всем посетителям и обслуживающему персоналу. Только что прозвучавший сигнал пожарной тревоги оказался ложным. Извините за беспокойство.
Huomio, huomio. Tärkeä tiedote kaikille asiakkaille ja henkilökunnalle. Juuri kuulemanne paloilmoitus osoittautui virheelliseksi, joten se ei aiheuta toimenpiteitä. Pyydämme anteeksi häiriötä. Viktigt meddelande. Viktigt meddelande. Detta var ett onödigt larm. Inga åtgärder behövs. Vi ber om ursäkt. Attention please. The fire emergency is now cancelled. No further action required. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Внимание, внимание! Важное сообщение всем посетителям и обслуживающему персоналу. Только что прозвучавший сигнал пожарной тревоги оказался ложным. Извините за беспокойство.
Huomio, huomio.
So we got the same information officially as well. We continue with the roll call. DPR Korea. DPR Korea, if you are present online, please unmute and confirm your presence. Philippines. Russia.
Here.
Then we go to the full members in the Congress room. Australia. Austria. Belgium. Bosnia-Herzegovina. Bulgaria. Canada. China. Chinese Taipei. Croatia. Czechia. Denmark. Estonia. Finland. France. Georgia. Germany. Great Britain. Hong Kong. Hungary. Iceland. India. Iran. Ireland. Israel. Italy. Japan. Kazakhstan. Kyrgyzstan. Korea. Kuwait. Latvia. Lithuania. Luxembourg. Malaysia. Mexico. Mongolia. Netherlands. New Zealand. Norway. Poland. Romania. Serbia. Singapore. Slovakia. Slovenia. South Africa. Spain. Sweden. Switzerland. Thailand. Turkey. Turkmenistan. Ukraine. United Arab Emirates. USA. And then we go to the associate members in the room. Algeria. Andorra. Argentina. Armenia. Brazil. Colombia. Greece. Indonesia. Jamaica. Lebanon. Liechtenstein. Macau. Morocco. Morocco. North Macedonia. Oman. Portugal. Puerto Rico. Qatar. Tunisia, Uzbekistan. Let me try one more time from online, DPR Korea, Philippines, and Iran. Thank you. Before we start the voting, I kindly ask our technology director, Stefan Grauwieler, to give you the voting instructions. Stefan, please.
Thank you, General Secretary. Dear Council, dear delegates, you should all have received and signed at the entrance to receive this device together with a voting SIM card. The instruction or the intelligence for your voting is all on the SIM card itself. We have the top 3 buttons that are just available. The rest is disabled, so you might want to use the other ones, but they're not working, so that's good. Please make sure that you insert the SIM card towards you, that your national acronym is facing to you. When you do that correctly, and a message with welcome voting card will appear. When the General Secretary declares a vote for open, you will all receive that on your screen, but be assured only the participating voters will count for the voting. You can navigate through the blue ball that will appear in the middle, and if you want to select, just press the green button. And if you want to change, you can press the red triangle. Once the vote is closed, there will appear another message that says that no more modification is possible. You will have a countdown clock installed here as well to see when the time is running out. For as the open votes, you have all the green and red cards in front of you to vote openly. Regarding the remote participants, we have a different approach. I quickly go through, as they should be familiar with this already, and they joined the broadcasting. So for secret voting, from the left side there will appear the voting instruction and the options to vote. Again here, just hover over your selection and a blue bulk will appear. Please choose this and then just wait until the vote is declared closed. And if you have an open vote, please raise your hand. The scrutineer in the back will count this vote and inform General Secretary about this. If you have any further questions, the presentations are also in the tablet in front of you available to review. And if you need assistance, there are 2 gentlemen in the back that will help you with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefan. And just to clarify, all the championship allocations will be done with the device. I kindly ask the scrutineers to go back to the technical desk. We will do the voting sitting on the seats where you are. So previously we have come in front, but now we do it on the place. And it has been automatically set in the devices that only those members who should have the voting rights can vote in that particular allocation. So anyway, please don't try to vote when you are not supposed to. It's always council members and the participating MNAs who have the right to vote. I now kindly ask our Deputy General Secretary Hannes Ederer to run us through the championship program and the voting. Hannes, please.
Thank you, Matti. And good morning from my side. So how do we do this now is similar to what we experienced yesterday. I will call championship by championship. And this is then also the last chance to make any amendment to either the date or the venue. So if anything has changed overnight in talk with your participating teams, this would be the last chance to make changes. We have experienced in the past seasons that venue and date changes come after the Congress. We will be more strict on that. These are the two minimum requirements which define a bid, and we don't think that is fair for not any real material reason to change anything on the date or the venue. So please consider this whenever we go through this presentation now, and we allocate then the respective championship. So we start with the Division 1, Group A. The only applicant is Italy with Bolzano from the 28th of April to the 4th of May. We did not receive any change requests there, and as this is the only applicant, this championship is allocated to Italy to play in Bolzano. The next one is Group B, Division 1. Applicant is Lithuania, playing in Vilnius from the 27th to the April to the 3rd of May. Also here we did not get any change request, so this championship is allocated to Lithuania in Vilnius. Division 2, Group A. The only applicant is Serbia to play in Belgrade from the 21st of April to the 27th of April. Again, here the only applicant. So this championship is allocated to Serbia. Division 2, Group B. Applicant was or is Bulgaria to play in Sofia from the 15th of April to the 21st of April. As this is the only applicant, this championship is allocated to Bulgaria. The next one is Division 3, Group A. The only applicant is Kyrgyzstan to play in Bishkek from the 10th of March to the 16th of March. And as this is the only applicant, this is allocated to Kyrgyzstan. This one, as I said yesterday, is still open for bids. So I talked to Iran yesterday, but get together, and there is no rush until the end of June. We would like to have a normal application through our system, and then we deal with that accordingly until we have then at the semi-annual Congress the final allocation. The same is valid for Division 4. No applicant yet, so these teams should get together and let us know who is willing to organize this. That brings us to the Women's World Championship. This one is already allocated at the last Congress, so nothing to be voted on here. The next one is Division 1A. This I explained yesterday, as by contract, if China stays in this group, will be automatically be allocated to China. And if the outcome of the Division 1A played in this season in August gives us a new situation, we address this accordingly, and we will let you know at the semi-annual Congress. This one now is the first one to vote. So we have 4 applicants. I ask now, did anything develop overnight that any of these applicants withdraws or has any changes to the data given to us yesterday?
Slovenia withdraw.
So Slovenia withdraws. So I don't know if we have to prepare the voting system now with one applicant less. That's okay? Okay. We just have to wait a minute that we can. Now it's okay. This was a very short minute. So Matti, I give it to you to start the voting process.
Thank you, Hannes. So in this vote, the voting MNAs will be Poland, Italy, Slovenia, Great Britain.
No, Slovenia has withdrawn.
No, but who have the voting rights.
Okay,
and then
sorry.
then the council members. And you see the candidates there. I declare the vote open. And as you can see from the clock, you have 1 minute time to vote. The vote is closed. Now we wait for a while to get the results here in front.
Latvia 11 vote, Poland 7 vote, Italy 6 vote. Latvia organized the championship Division 1 Group B.
No.
Second round.
Oh no, sorry. Second round.
Yeah, so we will have the second round vote between the two best candidates, Latvia and Poland. Please prepare the vote.
So the device is ready, Matti.
So now we vote between Poland and Latvia, and I declare the vote open. And for the technical persons, I think this is running so smoothly that we change the clock from 60 seconds to 30 seconds for the following votes. The vote is closed.
Latvia 14 vote, Poland 10 vote. Now Latvia organize World Championship Division 1 Group B.
Thank you very much. I think that was a good rehearsal of the system. We continue with Division 2 Group A. We have only one applicant with Spain. The venue will be defined mid of June. The date is 18th of March to the 24th of March. And as Spain is the only applicant, this tournament is allocated to Spain. We continue with Division 2 Group B. The only applicant is Turkey with Istanbul from the 1st of April to the 7th of April. And as Turkey is the only applicant, this tournament is allocated to Turkey. The next one we have to vote. If none of the applicants want to withdraw, which has not reached us. So Division 3 Group A, we have two applicants, Lithuania and Elektrinai from the 23rd of March to the 29th of March, and Croatia with Zagreb from the 11th of March to the 17th of March. So Matti, please conduct the vote.
So once again, the council members and the participating members have the voting right. Between Lithuania and Croatia, I declare the vote open.
There is a hand raised from Ukraine. Can the technical person probably address them? No, it's okay.
The vote is closed.
Croatia 21 vote, Lithuania 4 vote. No attribution to Croatia, Division 3 Group A.
We continue with Division 3 Group B. We have two applicants here, Lithuania with Elektrinai from the 23rd of March to the 29th of March. And thank you. I was just wondering, Estonia, we have as an applicant in Thailand. And in Kohtla-Järve, they play from the 24th of March to 29th of March. And in Bangkok from the 6th of April to the 11th of April. So Matti, please.
Once again, I ask the participating MNAs and the council members to vote. I declare the vote open. The vote is closed. No more running.
Estonia 13, Thailand 11. Estonia will organize Division 3 Group B.
That concludes the World Women category. We continue with the World Junior category. Sweden Gothenburg is already allocated, and we continue with Division 1A. We have 2 applicants, with Austria playing in Klagenfurt from 11 to the 17th of December, and Hungary playing in Budapest from the 10th of December to the 16th of December. So, Matti, please conduct the vote.
The participating MNAs and the council members, please vote. I declare the vote open. The vote is closed.
Hungary 18, Austria 6. Hungary will organize Under 20 World Championship Division 1 Group A.
We continue with Division 1 Group B. We have 3 applicants: Estonia with Tallinn from 8 to 14 of December, Italy with Ritten from 11 to 17th of December, and Slovenia with Bled from 11 to 17th of December. Matti, please go ahead.
I ask the council members and the participating MNAs to vote. I declare the vote open. The vote is closed.
Italy 11, Slovenia 11, Estonia 4. So we will have a second turn.
Please prepare the second vote with Italy and Slovenia. We will do the second vote between Italy and Slovenia. I ask the council members and the participating MNAs to vote. I declare the vote open. The vote is closed.
Slovenia 15, Italy 11, under 20 World Championship Division 1 Group B, Slovenia.
Continuing to Division 2 Group A, 2 applicants with China playing in Beijing from the 6th to 12th of January next year, and Great Britain with Dumfries from 11th of December to the 17th of December this year. So, Matti, please.
I ask the participating members and the council members to vote. I declare the vote open. The vote is closed.
Great Britain 19, China 7, under 20 World Championship Division 2 Group A, Great Britain.
We go on with Division 2 Group B. The only applicant is Serbia with Novi Sad from the 14th to the 20th of January. And as there is no other applicant, this tournament is allocated to Serbia. The next division is Division 3, Group A. 2 applicants for this one with Bulgaria and Sofia from the 22nd of January to the 28th of January. and Israel and Snovot with the same dates. So, Matti, please.
Council members and the participating MNAs, please vote. I declare the vote open. The vote is closed.
Israel 16, Bulgaria 10, attribution to under 20 World Championship Division 3 Group A, Israel.
Division 3, Group B. The only applicant is Bosnia and Herzegovina, to be played in Sarajevo from the 25th to the 28th of January next year. And as this is the only applicant, this tournament is allocated to Bosnia and Herzegovina. This is just for information. To be complete, we play in Finland, the top pool. At the next Division 1 Group A, we have no applicant yet, so until June you have time and we allocate at the semi-annual. The Division 1 Group B, only applicant is Estonia with Tallinn from the 14th of April to the 20th of April. As this is the only applicant, this tournament is also allocated to Estonia. Division 2, Group A, we have two applicants, Poland with Sosnowiec from the 17th to the 23rd of April, and Romania with Bucharest from the 8th of April to the 14th of April. So, Matti, please conduct the vote.
The participating countries and council members, please vote. I declare the vote open. The vote is closed.
Poland 20, Romania 6, attribution under 18 World Championship Division 2A, Group A, Poland.
We continue with World Championship Division 2, Group B. Spain is applying with a still to be defined venue from the 6th of April to the 12th of April, and as this is the only applicant, this tournament is allocated to Spain. Division 3, Group A, Turkey with Istanbul is the only applicant. Proposed dates are from the 4th of March to the 10th of March, and as this is the only applicant, this tournament will be played in Turkey next season. Division 3, Group B, South Africa with Cape Town is the only applicant from the 11th of March to the 14th of March, and this tournament is also allocated to South Africa. Jason? Can we, this microphone doesn't work yet. Can you continue speaking?
Must I just speak out loud?
No, now it works.
Oh, okay. There we go. Sorry, as mentioned yesterday, I wasn't expecting to get this tournament as we hosted it before, and I thought someone else would. So we didn't put too much thought in on the dates, but I've just been in communication with the rink now, and if we could possibly change that date to the 4th, from the 4th to the 7th of March, if that's possible.
Yes, we acknowledge this date change. As I said, this is the last chance to change this date.
I was literally negotiating right now with the rink.
For sure, we need a rink for that. So that has precedence.
Right,
so
thank
new
you.
date. So Hong Kong and Thailand, please note this. The new date to play in Cape Town is from the 4th of March to the 7th of March. But anyway, this tournament is officially allocated to South Africa. We go to the Under-18 Women's World Championship category. Switzerland is the allocated host, so no change here. We continue with the Division 1 Group A. We have no applicant and will allocate this at the semi-annual Congress. The Division 1 Group B, we have Spain as the only applicant. The venue to be decided from the 8th of January to the 14th of January. And as Spain is the only applicant, this tournament will be played in Spain. The Championship Division 2, Group A, we have 2 applicants with Netherlands to be played in Heerenveen from the 15th to the 21st of January. And in Turkey, Istanbul from the 29th to the 29th of January to the 4th of February. Just as you heard this morning from the presentation from Christian Hofstetter, this is the Under-18 category. We play the tournament 3-on-3 at the Youth Olympics, starts on the 20th of January, but this is the Under-16 category. So we do not see any need for a date change, as the teams should be different there as well. But anyway, Marty, please go ahead to conduct the vote.
I ask
Sorry. Here,
Turkey, yeah.
We want to withdraw and kindly expect Netherlands to move the dates for not overlapping with Youth Olympics.
Good. And do you have a new date? Now you withdraw. So you withdraw, and then we deal with the date with the Netherlands. But I said the Youth Olympics are the Under-16 category, and this one is the Under-18 category. So you should have, whenever you register for this tournament at the Youth Olympics, you should have enough depth for the Under-16 category. But I think it is not an easy change, but I ask the Netherlands to look into this request, whether it could be changed, but then you come back to us at a later stage. Is Netherlands okay with that?
Yes, we will investigate, Hannes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Anyway, we play, as this is now the only applicant in the Netherlands in Heerenveen, and the date finally to be confirmed. So no vote required. We continue with the Division 2 Group B. The only applicant is Bulgaria, with Sofia, from the 8th to the 14th of January. As this is the only applicant, we allocate this tournament officially to Bulgaria. So that concludes the championship, the IIHF championships. Yesterday at this stage, I continued with the Olympic qualifying tournaments. Overnight, there have been a lot of moves, and also the outcome, the result of the quarterfinals did not yet define the last spots to be filled in the final round. So we take all this into consideration. We have to reshuffle the groups considering the withdrawals from the teams, and we will come back and address then the respective teams in a separate correspondence from the office to update you and to see where these tournaments go. So now we have one left, which is a new group, as it just pops out on the screen here. Anyway, we do not have applicant, so we will get in contact with you over summer and see whether we can allocate this at the semi-annual Congress.
Sorry.
Yes, please. Who is
Hannes,
talking?
South Africa was in the previous group.
Correct. Yeah, you have been moved up.
Yeah, but the last group is South Africa in there as well.
Ah, okay. So this we have to adjust then. Yeah, that's a mistake. So we will deal with this then during summer. Christian is taking care of this. That brings us to the another floor.
I just have a question for Team Serbia U18. Will it be possible to apply if the thing stands as they are right now?
So which category? Women or
U18
men?
women, yeah.
Women.
Because we just saw, well, 2 teams.
I give this to Christian. The registration date for teams to participate at our World Championships has long passed. That was mid of April. So at this time, we don't see a chance that you participate this time.
We did apply, but we just got an answer that we'll see how things go, considering how many teams applied or not. So we're kind of waiting for a response to see what's going to happen with that group. But we can, I guess, talk to the office about that.
Correct.
Okay.
I do not have any details in that, but there are for sure reasons.
Thank you very much.
Okay, then 25, IIHF Ice Hockey Women's World Championship, Czechia. This we are now in the 2-year in advance allocation. Czechia has applied as the only applicant, and with that, this tournament will be played in Czechia in the season 25. We continue with the Under-20 World Championship, where Canada is the only applicant, and this tournament is also officially allocated to Canada. The next one, I told you yesterday that there is a bigger plan behind this 2 applicants. Yesterday in various discussions, we were not as far that we could safely allocate this to this championship, and the proposal and the agreement with both applicants is to move this to the semi-annual Congress, as we have other tournaments to be allocated there as well. So this decision where we play the 25 Under-18 World Championship is postponed to the semi-annual Congress. The 25 Under-18s Women's World Championship, the only applicant is Finland. And with that, it is automatically or formally allocated to Finland. And this brings us then to the last allocation we have on our program today. So we have 27 Ice Hockey World Championship with 2 applicants, Germany and Kazakhstan. And I give the floor to Matti, and I think I can leave from this stage. So thank you very much, and we are looking forward to a good cooperation for the upcoming season. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannes. So we are heading for the main vote, and I anticipate that it won't be easy to get your attention after the vote, so I will give some information on the lunch and when we continue the Congress after that. So when the vote is done, we will go to a lunch break. Lunch will be served in the same place as the breakfast. There is additional space on the second floor because we are a lot of persons into that room, so please use the second floor as well to have your lunch. Get the food from the buffet lines, and you can find places upstairs as well. To note on the vote for 27, just to remind you that according to our statutes and bylaws, the participating MNAs of the top divisions in men and women have a third vote. So that means 16 MNAs who are playing here in Tampere and Riga, and added with Japan. And since this one is, now I need to ask from the back, are we doing a test vote? Yeah. So we will once again have 1 minute time to vote between Germany and Kazakhstan. Yeah. Third vote.
Why Japan?
They are in women's program. It's okay. So we go to the vote, and I declare the vote open. The vote is closed. And I forgot to mention when we continue, so we continue the Congress at 1:30.
Just before to receive the result, I would like to thank Stefan and Ashley for the new system, easy. So that means, I'm not going to say that it changed, but we have to keep this one. Right?
I was about to say the same, and also thanks to Lumi persons who are there conducting the vote, but let's see the final one first, that it works in this. The vote is closed.
World Championship 2027, Germany 102 vote, Kazakhstan 34. Attribution to Germany.
Congratulations, Germany. And now we go to a lunch break and continue at 1:30. Thank you. We would like to give the floor to the two bidding countries of 27 World Championships. Germany, please.
Thank you very much. Dear Mr. President, dear Luc, dear IIHF Council, dear friends and members of the IIHF family, I would like to take the occasion to cordially thank you for the honor of receiving to host the 2027 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship in Germany. We are very excited, and you can be rest assured that we will do our utmost to organize a successful event in 2027. A thank you also goes to my colleagues from our application team, and not to be forgotten, also to our friends from the Kazakhstan Federation for being a fair competitor. Thank you very much. I'm wishing you and all of us a further successful Congress. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. Does Kazakhstan want to speak? Not the case. Then we continue the Congress, and we will continue with the budget for the 23-24 season. And I ask Senior Vice President and Treasurer Peter Priisa to present the budget to the Congress. Peter, please.
Thank you very much, Matti. Actually, Matti was worried that if we do budget after lunch, you're going to be relaxed and maybe you can fall asleep. So thank you for the alarm and fresh air for the delegates. My session is planned for 45 minutes, but I will be shorter because we sent all the budget documentation to you with the second notice. And as I was told now, it should be also in your devices. So you will get also right now the full overview of the budget. I will provide you with the overview of the presentation. As this is a budget for next year, we don't have a clear number. I will present, of course, the budget 22-23 season at the semi-annual with the exact numbers. It will be a little bit longer, but this one is more overview. What is the contents are? We had some key facts during this upcoming actual season, and they have a really like a direct impact on our way of the thinking, planning the IIHF budget for next season in the office as well as in finance committee and later in council. So we worked with all the facts and I will comment a couple of those, and then of course I will present the budget and outlook on the season 23-24. So what are the key facts of this season? An agreement between IIHF and our marketing partner Infront been signed to compensate the impacts of the geopolitical situation on marketing contract, and that's including the season 23-24, so upcoming season. I would like to thank to our partners for fair discussions, also the council members involved and the whole council to understand it, and that gives us a stability because the last 3 years were not so easy, and we had some things to bring to the end. So the related costs are booked as a provision already in the result of season 21-22, and also in the result of season 22-23, which I will present at the semi-annual. And this agreement is not affecting the budget for upcoming 23-24 season. This is a really important fact. Olympic Games. End of the March 23, we received the last installment, $14,358,882, and that was the last installment for the Olympic Games in Beijing. We increased the development support. In January 23, in that regular Zoom session, Mr. President informed you that IIHF Council decided to pay or distribute another development support payment. And in March, we start the discussion in the Finance Committee. And based on the Finance Committee's recommendation, the Council decided in March to adjust development support for all MNAs participating in an Olympic program on a higher level amount paid after 2018 Pyeongchang Olympic Winter Games. In the numbers, you can see the comparison of the amounts. I will leave it a little bit longer, maybe that you can read it with us. So we received around like $4 million US less. You can see that number of teams increased, and as is on the men's as on women's side. And you can see that the total amount of the development support increased at about by $2 million US. So we really hope that it will help you. And again, thanks to Council. Understand that we really want to work with you and distribute the money we have in favor of our development. The key facts in the season, another ones in the World Championship program, is that the final settlement with insurance about 2021 was achieved. We are really happy to close that, not the episode, but this area. And we played the World Juniors for the third consecutive year. Again, thanks to Hockey Canada for fantastic cooperation. It was not a easy World Championship. One canceled due to COVID, one played in August, and the last one in the regular time. Fantastic atmosphere in Halifax, and it gave Hockey Canada as well as us some profit, and we could solve this situation. And the last one is, as you know, we had to postpone the World Women's 1A in China, and there was no income and no costs during 22-23 season. Budget planning, we worked very closely also with General Secretary, his first years in the office. He reviewed all IIHF office procedures and contractual obligations. We kept the same budget structure like in last year, so we divided top divisions, lower division, put together all our development activities to one number. And for next year, IIHF office is planning to change to the accounting process to be restructured upon implementation of a digital accounting system, which gives us also more speed and more effectivity. In the upcoming year's budget, we also included, based on the decision of the Council, the activation of strategy implementation. We have the strategic plan IS-26, and we budgeted some costs for some expense for the next steps they have to be done. The total budget for the season compared to the last year, it's 43,071,000 with expenses 49,279,200, and that brings us to the net result minus 6,208,200. We continue to fill up our even cancellation fund. As you remember, we decided to achieve 20 million because our insurance runs out now in 23, and to secure the big World Championship, we decided to save the money on the side in case something unexceptional comes in the future. And the final budgeted result, it's 10,208,200. I give you a comparison with in the percentage with the planned budget of the last season. So on the marketing contract side, you can see that we have a bit increase. It's due to increase of the financial support based on the contract with our marketing partner. Olympic revenues, that's an IOC contribution because we start to play qualification, but also Youth Olympic Games. Championship revenues, the impact is so-called China deal. And we have some sponsor supply revenues. Due to council decision, we ask the IIHF office to bring new revenues, so they are budgeted also in those numbers. Total income increase is by 10% comparing to the planned budget from the last season. You can see the pie that actually 76% of our income is coming from marketing contract related to this championship in Division 1. So, and then 15% income is a championship program. On the expense side, the championship program will increase by 1%. Then Olympic program by 93%. Those are the costs we have connected with the Youth Olympic Games. Club competition, it's a continental cup, it stays almost the same. Development program project activities a little bit increase. We, as we said and mentioned many times, we try to and want to invest in development, and there are some new obligations we have also as an International Ice Hockey Federation. The committees, those are just the physical meeting of the committees. We divided those budgets last year. The personal costs are the operational costs, marketing, communication, IT, insurances, administration, etc. So it brings us to the total expenses 8% higher than last year. This is again the pie. So the costs are 52% of our expenses. We invest in the championship program, and that just show you the diversity. With the budgeted loss of over 10 million after the allocation to the event cancellation fund, the retained earnings per 30th of June 24 will drop to minus 4.2. And the goal must be to compensate it, this negative balance with the start of the new contract, which was postponed due to a missing World Championship in 2020, and we will start on the 1st January of 25. This allocation is not mandatory, but we said and we feel that we have to protect our World Championship, and we are living in a not easy world. And again, if you are not covered with the insurance, we have to take care and be ready. We also think always about the future, and we want to make an overview what's going to happen in the next couple of years. So if you follow those numbers, you can go kind of like a snake, starting with the start of the Olympic cycle with 2.5 million retained earnings. And then you can follow the years with our results and with also allocation to the event cancellation fund. And our goal is that we have estimated result on the 30th of June 25 with approx 500,000, so we come back to the black numbers. This is also the overview. As we said, 20 million in event cancellation fund. For next year, the budget is 4 million, and that will just fill up this fund, and still not untouched the general fund. Thank you very much. I hope that it gave you an overview, and of course we are now ready for any questions from the floor. Matti, John and me, please don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you, Peter. The long, detailed budget documentation has been and is available in your tablets and in the intranet. And then we heard Peter's presentation. Do you have any questions or comments to the budget 23-24? Can you please bring the microphone to Estonia?
Is this working? Just wanted to ask, you are showing comparing budget to budget. Wouldn't it be better to compare actual versus budget, like 22-23 actual and budget 23-24?
Yeah, but we have estimated budget, but we are still during our biggest championship. Imagine that something happened during today and we cannot finish that, and then we have a total different numbers at the end of June, because we have to finish this championship and then close the book. And I will show, of course, and present the budget 22-23 in semi-annual with the final numbers. Because we are still in the process now, and then anything can happen. So that's the reason.
Other questions or comments to the budget? If not, the budget needs to be officially approved by the Congress, so I kindly ask the scrutinizers to stand up and to see when the delegates are voting on the topic and to see that we have a clear majority. So I kindly ask you to vote on the green or red voting card if the Congress is approving the budget as presented. Please raise your hands and voting cards. Seems to be very clear that the budget has been approved. Thank you very much.
Matti, if I can, one more comment. Thank you very much to the members of the Finance Committee. We have really like a high educated people there, so thank you for great cooperation. Thank you.
We move on to the agenda point 13, and we will hear a presentation about the minimum participation standard by our sport director, Christian Hofstetter. Christian, please.
So hello again, and this presentation is just a little bit of a refreshment of your memories in regards of minimum participation standards. I try to summarize everything in a few slides to give you an overview, and if you might have questions, of course, Ashley and myself will be available for answering those. So we have in our bylaws the minimum participation standards for the World Championship, the World Championship Under 20, World Women, World Men's 18, and World Women Under 18. Basically, these bylaws define under which condition you are eligible to participate in the various championships. And these are, I think, pretty straightforward, easy, and I will just start with the World Championship and the Under 20. So you have to have at least one permanent operation artificial ice rink with a minimum seating capacity of 500. You must play on an indoor rink located in your M&A country. You should have not less than 60 participating players in a league with at least 4 teams, with not less than 15 games per team in the country or in a cross-border league. In addition to that, we are looking into what operational hockey development programs you have, and I will come back on this at a later stage on my last slide. For the World Women, more or less the same. You just need to have a little bit less participating players, 45. You need to have a league with 3 teams. and with also 15 games, again in the country and in the cross-border league. World Men's Under 18, here the same, with 45 players participating in the players that must be registered in the M&A in the U18 category and must compete in a minimum of 12 games per season at any level. And for the World Women, basically the same. And with this, I will move then to the implementation of minimum participation standard discussed with our council. So for M&As wanting newly to join the championship program or other category, minimum participation standards are applied strictly and no exceptions granted from IIHF Council. So this means, I think this has been reflected also in the championship program that we have shared with you and have been allocated the various championship this morning. For M&As that already are in IIHF championships in the different categories and maybe not meeting minimum participation standard, they are granted a period of 1 season, so the season 23-24, to comply with the minimum participation standards again. And this we will definitely, they will be controlled by the office and definitely will act in that respect. We have mentioned the various hockey operational programs, and sometimes the programs are not very clear what a program means. So we will, together with the development committee, working in conjunction with the IIHF office to provide better definitions and clarity onto what Learn to Play program, coach education program, game officials program, and other programs as mentioned in the bylaw mean, just to give more clarity and to make sure that everybody is singing from the same page. With this concludes my presentation. If you have questions, happy to answer.
Thank you, Christian. Any questions or comments to the presentation on minimum participation standards? It is an important topic, so please pay attention to it. We are not making any new rules, but we are, and the Council has made a decision to enforce the current rules after the season 23-24. Thank you very much, Christian.
Yes, only one question. The rules are really clear, but the figure, the number of players, for example, for a microstate as Andorra, is hard to arrive to these figures. Our ratio of hockey players in compared with the population is a huge ratio if you compare with other countries. But we have not more population, and to arrive to 100 people in a development program or 60 players in seniors or other categories is hard to arrive. Can be any solution for that?
I will answer. I said in my first speech that we will organize in Vila Moura in Portugal semi-annual congress, a workshop that's exactly to bring those kind of point to our discussion. And the workshop is made for that. So that means we've got the rules, and after that we do the implementation. So you have to talk about this point inside the working group, the workshop. And after that, we're going to put together a working group working of what's happened exactly in this workshop. So that's made for that, the workshop. So you can bring exactly what is your problem, and after that, we're not going to organize the minimum standard to help you. So we will have an idea where is the best place to fix the limit. So it's made for that. And I want to use that time also because I forgot this morning. We talk about the championship format. We will have also in Villa Moura a workshop, and that's really important to be there, because that's where you can come with your point of view, your specific situations. We understand that there is a specific situation, geographic situation that we're going to have to solve. South Africa is far away, and we're going to have to treat that specific. But nobody will leave by the side of the road. So that's important to be there. That's important to give your participation. And this workshop for the championship will be led by Anders, chairman of the coordination committee, Frans, the event committee, and the new director of sport, Kim Peterson. That's important. That's a new way to work. So you come, you tell us your verité, your true, and after that we try to build something that first adapted to the situation at that moment. So that's made for that. We are not in a hurry. Maybe we're going to have to do 1, 2, 3, 4 workshop, and that's done for that. That's to do it with you. Thank you. We have another question behind Adnan.
Please bring the microphone to the person.
That's dark this side.
Greetings to everybody, especially to our council and our president. Regarding these minimum standards, I'm Adnan from Bosnia, who doesn't know me. I'd like to say something on behalf of the women's program, under 18, for consideration of the council, and maybe we can discuss that further in Portugal at the semi-annual. From the experience that we have in our region, and I can here speak on behalf of Croatia, Serbia, Bosnia, we would like the council to consider if the women's under 18 program could go lower on the age. There's several arguments on that. Now I think we have the player has to turn 15 in the year of the championship. If we can go that the player should turn 14 at the age of year of championship, I think that would help a lots of women program. There's, like I said, several arguments for that, and I'd like you also to discuss that. We have, first of all, biologically, the women, the girls, are maturing faster. That's the one argument. Then boys. The other one is in the women's hockey, there is not a lot of body contact, which is much more safe than for the men. And this would really work great for the younger girls that are coming up. Plus, the women are leaving hockey earlier because of their role in their lifespan, of course. So I don't know if this is something that we can consider, but this would be my question. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. I did speak with Croatia about this earlier, and I requested that this is put into a proposal with the reasonings behind why you're making this request, and then it will go to our medical committee because that rule is very much based on medical reasoning, and then based on how the medical committee would respond to that, then it would go to our competition and our coordination committee. So please come together, the federations you mentioned, put forward your proposal, and we'll make sure that it goes to the correct committees. That is a bylaw change, so it would be 2024 in September. So please send that to us so we can review it.
And if I may add something, the minimum participation standards are not here to hinder any development of ice hockey in your country. It's just, I think, a world championship should be the highlight of the work done in a federation, and to lower the minimum participation standard to allow everybody to participate, I don't think that makes any sense. So, and this was mentioned also by Adnan in Belek, you know, look what you can do, and the IIHF will try to support your programs to develop ice hockey and come to a stage where you can participate and then have these figures.
Any other questions, comments?
Yeah, thanks, Christian. While they're not designed to be inhibitory, they certainly are for us. So we just budgeted to meet the minimum standard in Australia. It's going to cost us $270,000. Plus we spend $140,000 to send the team to the World Championships. That's not sustainable for us long term. It just isn't. We have to run, we could run a small comp and tick a box, but that's not going to do any development or do our players any justice. So to do it properly, we have players that travel from Perth to Sydney. It's a 6-hour flight. Everybody has to get on a plane. So financially, due to our geography, it's actually, to meet those minimum standards, is quite inhibitory because we have to divert a lot of money away from development programs in order to just simply compete at a World Championship. So I think that needs to be taken on board for countries like us. Thank you.
Thank you. As President just mentioned, these are the points that we want all of you to come to the workshop in semi-annual Congress to discuss together, and then for us to reanalyze and analyze again what is the best for the future. Other questions, comments? If not, thank you very much, Christian, for the presentation and for very good questions and comments from the delegates. We move to the agenda point 14, and Ashley will come to present the IIHF legislative project. Ash, please.
Perfect. Thank you. Good afternoon, all our delegates and council members. I will now briefly discuss a legislative project that the IIHF is working on to hopefully make all of our rules, regulations more intuitive and easy for our delegates and our MNAs to use. So first, I will discuss the regulatory journey that we've had in ice hockey. So our past, our future, and where we're at now. So the past. So our regulations. No separation between provisions relating to our hosts and our participants. Everything with respect to the rules for hosts and participants are all bunched together. Countless regulations, guidelines, policies, forms, etc. Discrepancies between documents, which leads to confusions to not only the participants but also the hosts. And redundancies and obsolete provisions. Now for our future. All relevant documents for a championship can be found in one place. So you don't have to go to multiple different documents to find out the rules for the championship that you're participating in, whether you're a host or you're a participant. Symptomatic approach where discrepancies are solved. We will get rid of all of the discrepancies and inconsistencies between all of the documents. We want to create leaner text to the most current practice. A lot of our regulations are written like storybooks. We want to get rid of this, make it leaner, and make it the actual rule. Clear separation between hosts and participating team regulations. When you open your regulations, we want hosts to go to one set, and we want the participants to go to another set to make it clear where their rules are located. So what we will do is that we will create 3 codes. We will have, and this will sit underneath our statutes and bylaws. So our statutes and bylaws are not going to change. What we will have is our administrative code, our integrity code, and then our event codes. We'll have guidelines, which are outward-facing, which guide the hosts or the participants in the implementation of the code regulations, and then policies, which will be the policies that the IIHF Council and the IIHF staff must follow in our daily practice and our daily work. So the administrative code will be the disciplinary regulations, the international transfer regulations, the officiating regulations, and the development regulations. Changes to the administrative code will be voted on during the 2023 semi-annual Congress. The integrity code, which is now termed our integrity book, will have the same chapters, but instead of being codes within a book, it will be regulations within a code. So we will have our ethics regulations, our abuse and harassment regulations, our competition manipulation regulations, and our anti-doping regulations. Again, these will be voted on during our semi-annual Congress in October. Lastly, this will be the biggest change for all of the participants and the hosts. We will have 6 event codes. It will be our senior men, Division I men event code, under 20s and women's, under 18 men and women, all the other divisions, and our Continental Cup code. So we will have 6 separate codes. So within each of these codes, and I should mention that we are working on this very diligently. We have started in January. However, unfortunately, we will not be ready to amend these in September, so we will move this to May in an extraordinary Congress. We want to make sure that everything is perfect and these are very clear and done well. So just with the timing and the amount of work in the IIHF office now, we will have to delay the codes until May. So the event codes, the event codes will be divided into organizer regulations and participant regulations, as I indicated. You will have chapters within each of the regulations or within each of the codes. You'll have your bidding procedure. There will be 1 in each code. You'll have championship planning and programming, services and protocol, competition, medical, marketing, broadcast, and media matters. And these will be reflected in the organization for the host, as well as the participant for the participants. There will be cross-references between every single place within the regulations so that the participant is also cross-referenced with the obligation for the host. In addition to having the codes and the regulations within the codes, we will have guidelines. Guidelines will not become obsolete, but they will become true guidelines. They will no longer be rules in our guidelines. Our guidelines will be true guidelines that guide in the implementation of a rule that is contained within a regulation. The guidelines will be annexes to all of the event codes. Everything will be together, cross-referenced, and easy for all of the membership to use. Policies which are internal facing, they will be the regulations that the IIHF staff and our council must follow. These, for example, are our expense policy, signature authorization policy, procurement policy, and other internal policies that we must follow in the operation on our daily work. So accessibility. So the first one, rules and regulations button on the website with drop down to all codes, regulations, and guidelines. This might not necessarily be a perfect drop down as you guys have seen on our website, but the goal is that we will move everything to a single location. Right now we have our statutes and bylaws someplace. We have other regulations someplace. We will put all of our legislative documents together easily accessible. The toolbox will also be changed to reflect the event codes, so it's very clear. You know which championship you're playing in, you know to go to that event code, and all the documents that are related and located in the same place will be applicable to the championship you are playing in. For each separate event code, you'll have docs that will be listed, so they'll be clearly listed. So this, just so you guys understand what we've done and the process that we've went through. So this has been a labor of love. It's been a lot of work. Carola, I believe she's in the room. She has been hired by the IIHF to specifically work on this. So we gathered all of the documents first. Then we reviewed all of the documents in grave detail. Then we have created first drafts. The first drafts were then reviewed by the respective departments. Those drafts went to the departments, and this went back and forth between the legal department and the respective departments. The next step is this goes to the committees for, we call it subject matter review. So there are experts. We want them to review to make sure we haven't lost anything, to make sure that everything is accurate. Then they go to the M&As, so you guys will receive these in advance of the Congress so that you guys can review them, so that you guys can make notes and comments on them. We will have a workshop at the semi-annual Congress to go over the integrity code and the administrative code. We have a workshop in May at the extraordinary Congress to go over the event codes. And then we will vote as indicated in May and in September respectively. So how we will go about this to make this extremely easy for all of the membership, we will highlight, our work is not to make a lot of changes in the regulations. We're not making huge substantive changes. The rules will primarily stay the same. It's just to make them better and easier for the membership and third parties to understand. However, there will be some major changes. We always have some major changes when we do regulation amendments. Those will all be highlighted in red, and the M&As will be given a comparison document. So you can compare the changes to make sure that you also feel comfortable with the changes that have been made by the IIHF. So, as indicated, it will be during the semi-annual Congress for the administrative and the integrity code. We will do the workshops. This is where we hope all the membership comes. We can discuss the changes, make sure everyone is comfortable with the changes. What we will do is we will ask each member to indicate to us if they would like a change voted on separately, meaning that they are not comfortable with a proposal that has come forward, and then we will vote on each of those individually and separately as requested by the membership. The rest of them will be voted on together. And we will do that in September for the administrative code and the integrity code, and we will do it in May for the event codes. And that is the process and what the IIHF is working on to make all of our legislative documents easier for our membership.
Thank you, Ashley. It's a huge project, but I guess we all agree that it is a very needed project as well. Any questions or comments to Ashley and to the project? Thank you, Ash. We move on with the agenda, and I would like to say already at this point that in other business we will have 4 different presentations, so please don't start packing your bags yet. Agenda point number 15, motion to destroy the ballots. I kindly ask the Congress to vote if it's okay to this motion to destroy the ballots. If you approve, please raise your voting cards.
This is the red one. This is the red now.
Thank you very much. Before going to the presentations, just still short information on the weekend activities. There will be a traditional family game on Sunday, and the bus for the family game will leave at 11:45 in front of the hotel. The Hockey Hall of Fame induction ceremony will be in this room on Sunday at 11:30. We indicated earlier that the Sustainability Award would be here in annual Congress, but together with Sustainability Committee and the chairperson Beate Group, we've decided to postpone it to the semi-annual Congress in Portugal, Vila Moura. Then we go to the presentations, and the first presentation, as decided and approved by the Congress in the beginning of the meeting, are the rule book changes for the 23-24 season. And I kindly ask Bob Nicholson and Marta Zawadzka to start the presentation that will then be continued by our officiating manager, Danny Kurman.
Thank you, Maddie, and I'll start off and then turn it over to my co-chair of this meeting, to Marta. First of all, we have a rule book. It's the first time during this Congress that we have it this early. It's certainly going to help us with our training of our officials for the summertime. And this rule book is second time we've been through this phase, and we have called it the Unified Rule Book because we were trying to bring the rules together with the top leagues in Europe and the National Hockey League. We've spent a lot of time this year working with the leagues in Europe and working with the National Hockey League. I think now we should get rid of the word Unified Rule Book, and it should just be the IIHF Rule Book. We're never going to be exactly the same as the National Hockey League. We're not going to, at times, be the same as all the leagues, but it's really important that we communicate this. And Christian down to Danny, they've had a group that's worked on this all year. There's 4 changes that we'd like to have. Nothing major this year, but I think we are now in a situation that if there's a change that needs to be made for the safety of the player, for the betterment of the game, we have a process that we can do this on a yearly basis. And the key to it is communication, communicating with all of the leagues and trying to keep us together. We want to simplify the rules so that our fans understand it, our players understand it, and our officials. And I'd like to thank Christian and Danny and their group for doing the job this year. We still have some areas of improvement, and you know what? We always probably will. But I think if everyone in this room, that's the M&As are crucial to this process, and then really getting it in the hands of the leagues and the amateur hockey around the world, we can continue to make the game safer and better for participants. So I'll turn it over to Marta to make a couple comments, and then Christian, I'm not sure if you're going to come up. Christian will come up and go through this, and then I'll have one final comment at the end. Marta?
Thank you very much, Bob. I think you covered most of the points. We will be working continuously about our rule book. So each year we're going to be creating a process, transparent process with everybody to work on the changes that are at the moment on the tables of the leagues or the federations itself regarding the pro leagues and the lower performance or level of hockey. The comment that I wanted to add that we need to remember that we are responsible for all the M&As, and not only on the pro leagues, but also for the all hockey that is being performed at all age level for the IIHF. That's why the monitoring process of the rules has got to be very close, and like Bob said, regarding to the player's safety, the athlete's safety, and as well very approachable and understanding for everybody. Therefore, we need to monitor that closely and implement the rules that can be adjusted at all levels. Danny, I will give you the floor now.
Thank you very much, Bob, and thank you very much, Marta. We are representing the officials, and we talk a lot about rules, but I think what people, fans or players, most of the time really question, that's the implementation of the rules. It's not really the rules, it's the implementation. And as the officials, we still have a lot of room to do it better, but it's really important to have this unified rule book, that we all kind of speak the same language, and that we have it as simple as possible, that almost everybody in the arena or back home on TV understands what we do on the ice. That's really the right way to move forward for our product, hockey. So when we do changes, I think that's important that we do everything possible for the player's safety, that we get a more attractive game, more goals, less interference, and of course that we keep it the way that the rules are simple or get even more simple. So that's really the intent. And as Bob said, it's not our intent to change the rules every year. And that means a lot of translation with all your languages, with instructing your game officials, your coaches, your players. So that's really the goal, to keep it as close as possible and not as many changes as possible, only the needed ones. So for this year, we invited all the leagues, the M&As, and stakeholders to come back with any feedback. And they received some feedback. Then we had kind of a steering group, talking about that. And also with the idea that we don't really change too much, only what's necessary and only what's needed. So as Bob said, we only had 4 small changes for the upcoming season. Do we see that on the PowerPoint? Or do I have to press a button here? Oh, okay. Which color? Green, okay. Okay, so you all find this presentation in your folder, and you're welcome to share that with your partners in your M&A. Disclaimer, I don't really want to read that, so we jumped that. So general facts, we collected all remarks or good ideas from the M&As. Then we did a couple changes in the rulebook editorial changes, so a little, we call it housekeeping, not really touching the rule itself. And a couple technical ones. So overall, it was a big work, but at the end, only 4 rule changes came up. 25 proposals, blah. Yeah, I think, you can read that afterwards. I don't want to kill too much time here. One thing about helmets, we changed the rule in that way that when the goalkeeper removes his helmet intentionally, that should be a goal on a breakaway. So we have that in a penalty shot, whatever. So that's a very good idea from Czech Hockey Association that we keep the rule in line. So if the goalie intentionally removes his helmet on a breakaway, that should be a goal. In the past it was a penalty shot, but that doesn't make sense. So from now on it will be a goal. Simple one. Then another one, Rule 19, coincidental penalties. In this season and the seasons before, when each team received a penalty, a 2 minutes penalty at the same time, we played 4 and 4. And that was kind of an exception of all the other rules. When we called 2 plus 2 and 2 plus 2, they played 5 and 5. 2 major penalties, they played 5 and 5. So that was an exception. And we kind of asked why this exception. Nobody really gave us a good answer. So that was a proposal by the Swedish Ice Hockey Federation, for example, make it simple. So if at the same time players get penalized with the same amount of penalties, they play equal. So with the idea, have as many players on the ice as possible. So from now on, if 2 teams get penalized with the same amount of penalties, so we play 5 and 5. An easy one. Then major review of major penalties, match penalty. So the NHL tried for us last year how it's going to work to reduce the penalty from, if we have a match penalty, from 5 to 0 to no penalty. We had in the rulebook so far, if there's a major penalty, the referee review that, they have to review that, and then they consider, do we stay with the call on the ice, so the major penalty, or reduce it to 2 minutes. And now there's another option, he can even reduce it to 0. So if the referee sees there's a clear evidence he did the wrong call on the ice, he doesn't really have to penalize a player for nothing, he can delete the whole penalty, like the NHL did last year. They didn't do that much, but there was some good feedback, and that was also proposed by the Czech Ice Hockey Federation, the Swedish Ice Hockey Federation do that, and we think that's a good idea. But of course, most of the M&As don't have video review, so that's not really a rule for them, but I really believe that makes the call of the official in sometimes even more fair. Then that's one thing people are a little bit afraid of, the removal of the match penalty. It's not that a match penalty is not penalized anymore. It's just that we don't have the match penalty itself anymore. So all the major incidents will be penalized the same way with a 5 and a game misconduct penalty. So let's say headbutting a guy in the past, that was a match penalty, or checking to the head, match penalty. Now it's going to be penalized as a 5 on the game. It has exactly the same effect on the game. In the past, it was kind of, what is a match penalty? What is a 5 in the game match misconduct? So this discussion should be over. We penalize with a 5 in the game misconduct penalty instead of a match penalty. Maybe some M&As have questions about that. They had still this rule, if somebody gets a match penalty, he will be suspended for the next game. The IIHF doesn't have this rule anymore since 2 years. And maybe that's some homework to do for the M&As. How good do you handle that if the referee doesn't call a match penalty? And we are going to prepare a seminar with the referees in chief, how we can implement that in the M&As. What shall they do if they really need that match penalty? So we try to find a solution with them. But as I said, it doesn't really make sense in modern hockey to stay with this match penalty anymore. So we don't find the word match penalty anymore in the rule book. So that's it. There was not that much of changes. And as I said, we did a couple changes in the rule book with wording, but it doesn't affect the rule. We tried to write a couple sentences a little bit easier. And that's the first time ever. We are happy to present the new rule book at the beginning of the next season. In the past, it was at the semi-annual Congress in October. And then, of course, we get some remarks that's way too late for translation, introduction of the rules in your countries. And we respected that, and I'm very happy that we are now already can hand out or put online the new rule book. And then we also have a couple rules we have to investigate for a little longer time. So we have our committees involved. So there was a request about goalpost that we're going to forward to our facilities committee. Needs a little bit more time for research. Same with the goal nets. You all find that in your folder. Illegal equipment. You know, this is not a decision we can do right now because the material sometimes is already ordered for next season. So we take our time as well and come back in time with good proposals when it comes to illegal equipment. Physical abuse of officials doesn't really work at a World Championship. We have very good players here, they behave. But there are some other tournaments or M&As, they face that problem sometimes. And we look also for a good solution here, how we can penalize players who really charge a referee or linesman on the ice. Also here, we come back with more information in time. Yeah, it's too much about physical abuse, but you find that all in your folder. Always a topic, illegal hit to the head. That's really a topic, and I'm really happy in this World Championship here, and also in the previous ones, we don't have that many checking to the heads anymore in our tournaments. This is really good news, but every checking to the head is one too much. This is a very, very dangerous foul from a player. And we also, together with the medical committee, always look for better solutions. How can we describe, how can we educate players better that this illegal hit to the head could be better enforced and also kind of teach to the players. That's also something we work together with the Player Safety Committee and the Athletes Committee and, of course, the Medical Committee. But no rule change for the upcoming season. So that's more or less my presentation. If you have any questions, I'm sitting there, or if you see me outside, or if you have a question right now, I'm welcome. I'm happy to answer them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob, Marta, and Danny. Any questions or comments to the rule book 23-24? As it is a decision item on the agenda, I kindly ask you to raise your voting cards for the approval of the rule book 23-24 changes. Thank you very much. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you for your trust. Thank you.
Just to finish that off, thanks, Danny, for that. But I think more important from our group, I want to thank Christian. This is your last meeting as the sport director. You've done a tremendous job for us in this process, but also with everything else. I know the president will probably say something at the end, but I just wanted to say that on behalf of everyone involved in the sport. Thank you.
Then we move on to the next presentation. It's about Women's European Club Competition, and I ask Marta Zawadzka to give the presentation. Marta, please.
Yes, I would like to briefly introduce you to the idea that came up recently, and it was discussed and it appeared as well on in the media. We had several meetings regarding this project. It is an international working group at the moment who is dealing with this competition. And we want to emphasize that this is not, like at the moment, the International Ice Hockey Federation project. The IIHF is involved in the establishing some kind of a competition at the moment, but it is not like we are like the performing the leading role. This is the project that will help to grow the women's club competition, especially in Europe, and close the gap that is still a little bit visible between the North American teams and the European teams. It will as well create the best environment for the top women's club teams to compete and to establish cooperation to get better. We will start this December with the SDHL, with the Finnish Association, and with the IIHF Super Cup representatives. In future, we would like to maybe grow it a little bit more and invite more teams from the pro leagues. We will start, like I said, in December in Luleå after the Christmas. This platform will help to grow as well the European female game officials, which need to have more options to perform the role of the game officials on the international level and prepare themselves for the role of the game official within the IIHF tournaments and as well inside their own federations. This is not the project that will like straight away replace or establish back Continental Cup for the ladies. At the moment, like I said, this is the project that creates the platform for the international group to compete on the club level as well regarding the women's. Thank you.
Thank you, Marta. If you have any questions or comments to that presentation. If not, then we go to the next presentation, which is about information about Johan Bolu Award, and Kalle Väliaho, our development director, will give the presentation. Kalle, please.
Thank you, Matti, and thank you, Council, and thank you, delegates. So, as in last semi-annual Congress, we awarded Johan Bolu Award, and we awarded the family, and now we just want to go through how you can apply, or if you have a nominee that you think that could be a Johan Bolu Award person or nominee that from your country or somebody that you know. So about Johan Bolu, so the award is about honoring people that make difference in youth ice hockey growth and development. So that's for the nominees all about. So we are talking about youth ice hockey with this trophy. So there's about the character about Johan Bolu, how he was. So understanding like what kind of person he was. So he was a great and best characteristic in our hockey family. So he worked many years with the Belgium Ice Hockey Federation, mostly in volunteer-based. Want to find some innovative ways to develop, get new members in, make sure that the ice hockey was fun for the kids and players when they tried hockey. Didn't always think about that this has been done this way, but more likely trying to find the ways to be innovative and think about what is the best way of growing the game and develop our sport. About Johan, so about the criteria. So we are looking for people or group of people who has a dedication, vision, and love of the game, has made some outstanding contribution towards the growth and development, has some new innovative ways to reach out to players, has shown some selflessness to be able to help people. And kind of like think about with the attitude that there's no excuses and just made it happen. And I think that's what we really need to recognize to people that who think about how do we make this happen and not just always think that we cannot do because of that reason or this reason. Application, you will get an email in this weekend for your M&A email address. There will be a link that you can follow and submit your person or a group of people or whoever is that best candidate from your country who should get the award. Basically, this is what we are asking there. What has been done, why those has been done, and then you need to prove it too, that actually it happened. So basically, we are looking for these criteria that we presented a bit before in this presentation. You will get this presentation too. And somehow getting the external material also over there, internet web pages, videos, pictures, or what are the ways to prove who should be awarded in semi-annual. So you will get the email. Application time is until 10th of July. Then we will go through the applications with the development committee, and award will be handed in semi-annual congress in next October. So that would be for this season. For next season, we go a bit earlier. So application time starts in January, and then it's open for 2 months, and then award is given in semi-annual congress. So for the next season, there's more time for you to think about who would be the person that you want to nominate from your country. This will be a bit shorter, but we just want to make it happen. So next semi-annual congress, somebody will get the award, and hopefully that will be the person that actually we are checking all the boxes that we are looking for with the criteria. Thank you very much, and if you have some questions, don't hesitate to ask. So again, it's not a one-man show, so we have a development committee behind it, so that would be the group that who is going through all the applications, and we'll get the proposal for the council for this person. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalle. Any questions or comments to this? Then next, we will give the floor to Hockey Canada. Hockey Canada hosted quite a few events this season, and I believe it's Patty who is coming to give us an overview on the World Juniors and World Women tournaments this season. Welcome, Pat.
Thanks, Maddie. Good afternoon, Mr. President, Mr. General Secretary, council members, delegates. My name is Pat McLaughlin with Hockey Canada. I'm the Chief Operating Officer and interim CEO. And as Maddie said, we were asked to just touch on some key data and metrics around the Women's Worlds and World Juniors from the past year. And I'm happy to do that. Before I do, there's a couple of things I did want to share with the group. This is the first set of IIHF meetings that I've personally been to, along with our board chair, Hugh Fraser, over to my left, your right. And I just want to thank each and every one of you. You made us feel very much at home, and that means a lot to us, so thank you very much. The other thing that I want to share, just very briefly if I could, a lot of you asked us in Halifax at the World Juniors, as well as Brampton, and even this weekend, how's Hockey Canada doing? As you know, we've had a number of challenges over the last number of months. I'm not going to get a lot of detail, but I do just want to share a couple of quick things. Back in the fall, our Prime Minister, the Prime Minister of Canada, talked about, should Hockey Canada be replaced by another entity, another organization? That was 6 months ago. We stand here today to tell you that a month ago, the federal government restored our funding. We've come a long way with the government. They've asked us to lead with other sport organizations in our country, to humbly lead, and we're doing that. And so that's a big, significant step forward for us. The other thing back in the fall, for those that followed along with our provincial hockey bodies, our members, our own Hockey Canada members, we were offside with a number of them. I can tell you that today that we're in the best position we've been with our members since probably 2018, which is at an all-time high. 2018 was the best time that we were in partnership with our members. And the last thing I'll share is with our corporate partners, our sponsors. Back again in the late fall, some of our sponsors had left us for good. Some of them postponed their sponsorship, and some of them remained with us. Hugh and I have had multiple meetings with our sponsors over the last 3 months, including a week and a half ago with a number of them in Toronto. And I can tell you and share that all of our sponsors are back with the exception of one. They want us to be successful. They want to see us move the game forward in our country. And, there's 4 sponsors that left us in October. One has committed to coming back. They said they're leaving us for good. One's back. And 3 others are in discussions about potentially coming back. So I could go on, and Maddie, I won't go any further than that, or Mr. President, but there's a lot of people have asked, so I felt it was important to share that. We have a lot more to do. We're a work in progress, but we're committed to doing the right things, and we're definitely headed in the right direction. So again, I want to thank those people who have asked about where we are, and we humbly say that we're moving forward and look forward to a very, very bright future where we can win gold medals off the ice the right way. So I'm going to share some data that I was asked to by the IIHF. I'm not going to walk through all these slides in a lot of detail, but a couple of interesting facts around the World Juniors that were hosted, as you know, in Halifax and Moncton. We just saw the rule book, the unified rule book. We had 23 officials from 9 different countries. You can see the number of players that were drafted in the first round and the countries that they represent. Our 50-50 continues to progress and do well. It's a way for us to invest back into the game. We were able to drive about $3.4 million, and the proceeds from that is going back directly into 2 or 3 key areas to grow women and girls hockey. Another key area for us is to grow diversity and inclusion, and also to grow the game. So the proceeds from the 50-50 go directly to those 3 areas. And you can see the economic impact in Atlantic Canada, my home area, of about $41 million. The attendance overall for World Juniors was close to 275,000. You can see the average attendance in both Halifax and Moncton. On the right-hand side of the screen for Moncton, which was the secondary site for the event, 5,600, 5,700 is a big number for us on a prorated basis in a small community, but on a prorated basis in Canada, that's a large number for us for our secondary site. So it was very, very successful. A mentor of mine once said, so what? So as I walk through this next slide, my question to you is, so what? What does it matter? And I think as I go through this, I think it matters a lot. So I'm going to touch on a few things. For World Juniors, we have close to 17 million unique visitors or viewers on TSN RDS. We have 37 million people in the country. You can see that close to 11 million people watch the game in Canada, and worldwide, those are worldwide numbers now. We don't have the NHL network data. We have a hard time to get that, as does the IIHF, but you can see that more than 40 million viewers for the World Juniors. On the right-hand side, these are the numbers from the IIHF, Shelby and her team. And this is, to me, the so what. I could go through all of these, but you can see that each one of those 5 indicators are up. If you look at the bottom number on the right, 6.5 engagements, a really, really good number, and there's people in this room that know this better than I do, but a really strong engagement number is around 2.5. And so this is 3 times, close to 3 times that number. And the so what to me is, if we're, and Luke, you said this in your opening remarks today, when we work together, we win together. These are numbers that if all of us find a way to work together to grow our TV reach, and if all of us can work more collectively and collaboratively to grow our social media engagement, to me, the so what is not the engagement numbers, it's not the people reached, It's really about the life cycle of a player or a fan or a participant or someone who may be interested in the game. And these are important numbers that if we drive our not-for-profits and our businesses strategically, we can significantly grow over time. And I think there's a huge opportunity for us to work more closely together as MNAs with the IIHF to do that. On the Women's Worlds, you can see the number of media. The 50-50 was about $250,000. I just bring your attention to that. That's 5 times the number that we had when we hosted in Kamloops a handful of years ago, so that continues to grow. And maybe the number I'm most pleased with, Hugh and I are most pleased with, is the bottom number. We had a number of ancillary events that we hosted with the IIHF for people that are new to the game, people that maybe had not skated before, had only seen hockey on television or maybe watched it briefly, but had never had the chance to skate or try to play. And so we had a number of people that did participate. Brampton is one of the most diverse multicultural cities in Canada, and so it was wonderful. And along with our 700 students who also attended, many of them had never seen the game of hockey. And so it's a great opportunity for us to continue to grow the game. You can see the numbers around attendance, around tickets, so close to 100 tickets, 100,000 tickets. And again, for us in Canada, the average per game was a little over 4,000. Those are big numbers. And again, on TV, TSN is a great broadcast partner, as you know. They broadcast all 31 games for the Women's World Championships. And again, just for Canada, we had 6.2 million viewers. And I go back to, if we can continue to find ways to grow the women's under 18, to grow the Women's Worlds, to grow our engagement levels and our audience levels and our reach across the world, we can really drive the numbers for women and girls hockey. In Canada, 51% of our population is female, but only 14% play the game of hockey. 14%. And so we have a huge opportunity, and I'm sure others in this room do as well. I think that's it. I'll stop it there. I'm not sure if there's any questions, but again, on behalf of Hugh Fraser, our board chair, just want to thank again everyone for making us feel so welcome.
Just to complete your speech, Pat, during the World Championship in Brampton, and that's not a small thing, all the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto opened a space for female hockey, and believe me, that's not a small space. And during the World Championship also, they made some exhibit in the ice rink of Brampton. So now that the female hockey is inside of the Hall of Fame, and I think everybody is proud of it. All the players, or most part of the players, visit for this opening, not for an opening ceremony, but so that I think that that was important, and the female hockey deserve it. So Bob stole our our punch, but anyway, you talk about Christian. So Christian worked almost 15 years, if it's not 15 years, with us in IIHF, in the marketing department, and after that as a sport director of the sport department. Now we will go for another challenge, not too far from us, and we will certainly and meet each other, but work differently. So all the council and all the family of IIHF wanted to say thank you for the work done, and if you want to come, Christian. Yeah. good with the flower. I'll take your flower.
Thank you. Wow, never got flowers. Yeah, I'm a bit speechless now. I know that sometimes moments are coming, and for me it's a big moment. I will leave you, but not leave you. And with this said, I will miss all of it here. I will miss all of you, all these special moments I was able to share with you. But as our president said, I will not leave. I will be in another position, and I'm lucky enough to then welcome you in 26 in Switzerland for the annual Congress. And but it was a privilege for me to work with all of you, with all the encounters I have been able to make in all these years. And very thankful for the experience, and everybody of you made this very special thank, and for the trust from the Council in the various positions I was able to cover. And thanks to in front as well, but we will be linked closely. And then a special thanks to my colleagues who made my journey very easy, and thanks for that, and I'm happy to still see you. And just a small good luck to Kim, and he will do a great job. Thank you.
Let's have something else. There are 2 points to do. We are about to finish the Congress for today. Before that, still some important information. As Mr. President and Council has said from the beginning, they want to be close to you, they want to be reachable. And again, at the end of the Congress, there is Council Hour. So every Council member is available for discussion for any topic you want to have. So we will have a half-an-hour coffee break. There's coffee and snacks available, and there will be Council Hour in the 2nd floor in the meeting room called Ukko-Pekka, starting at 3:30. And still regards from our finance director. When we are closing the Congress, he would shortly like to meet with 3 M&As, Hong Kong, China, Japan and Mongolia. So those 3 M&As, Hong Kong, China, Japan and Mongolia, please come to John. He's here in the first row. And finally, the next Congress will take place in Vila Moura, Portugal, on October 4 to 7, 2023. Then I pass the closing words to President and thank on my behalf Council, IIHF staff, especially all the technical staff, and you, all the delegates, for a great Congress. Thank you.
Before to close this Congress, I would like to invite someone who's been for a long time in the IIHF family. He's not leaving, he's more coming back. He create the leagues and was the CEO during, I don't want to do any mistake, but almost 90 years. He was president of the Finnish Ice Hockey Association for 19, I forgot the numbers, but And he was vice president of IIHF for 23 years, if I'm. But now he's coming back here because I think that's normal. That's his hometown, and he's more than that. Since May 15, he's the mayor. I would like to ask him to come, Calais, and say a few words to this assembly. You didn't know, huh?
I didn't know this wasn't a surprise. But anyway, I'm happy to see you all here in my hometown. And without ice hockey, I would say that I would never have been a mayor of this city, because I had never moved to Tampere without ice hockey. I had stayed in Turku, in my original hometown. I hope that everything has gone smoothly here in Tampere. We've been here twice now, and maybe it's time to go somewhere else next year, you know. I must say that for ice hockey, not for Finland, but for ice hockey, it was good that we have new teams in the semifinals. It has never happened before at all. IIHF, European, let's say, best 4 teams, which are playing their own series. Also Switzerland, Czechia, Sweden and Finland are all out, which makes it much easier, you know, to understand it. I remember 2006, when we lost in the quarterfinals against Canada. We were so sad, but we became much happier, and 4 hours later when Sweden went out also, you know. Anyway, I'm very grateful to IIHF and Luke Tarif, the president, that you decided to be in Tampere again, and there will be more speeches on Sunday at Hall of Fame ceremonies. Thank you very much, and see you tonight in Tampere Hall. Thank you.
Okay, that's time to close, but not completely, because I really want to invite you for this council hours. Sit down, talk about what you've got to say to us. Sometimes in stand up in the assembly, some people are a little bit shy, and that's why we want to do this this council. I hope you appreciate the setup. We want to be in the same hotel. We want to be with you, talking to you in the breakfast. So this council hour is important for us, but I think it can be important for you. After the council hour, I hope you will join us for the gala dinner. We try to be sustainable. Everything is walking distance. And also the Hall of Fame tomorrow. Because Sunday, the Hall of Fame Sunday, because you have a lot of well-known people to be inductees, a lot of hockey stars. That's always really a nice ceremony. We wanted, it will be in this room. We wanted to do that in a bigger room to make sure that everybody who wants to come can do it. That's not a private ceremony. The only thing is, you will understand, because that's on TV. So after a while, we close the door, and we try to have an audience. Make sure that no interruption, no noise. So I think I would like to say, to invite you to come, because that's always a fantastic ceremony, to see those people coming back to when they start to skate, their parents. That's always something that after you you're a little bit touched inside. So thank you for your attention. We are open for any comment for the whole Congress, so that means you can write to the General Secretary. So he will be happy to note, because every Congress we try to do better the year after, so your comments are really welcome. So have a good evening, see you later, and for sure, I think hockey will take place tomorrow, and the best club should win. Thank you very much.